terrific start here at the Nehru Stadium in Delhi, the opening ceremony of the Commonwealth Games. Prince of Wales, Duchess of Cornwall enjoying it. And as they prepare to rearrange for the official welcome from children, some images conveying the sense of India to the worldwide audience.
Yes, this looks like Ladakh in northern India. Very much a Buddhist part of India that you're seeing now. And then right down to the south and the beaches. Starkness of the north again. And the mountains, the Himalayas, of course. Buddhist stupas. Colour of festivals, Holi.
The endless possibilities of Indian life, the endless and rich variety, such a broad canvas of colour and light and sound. Back to the Nehru Stadium here in Delhi as this Commonwealth Games opening ceremony continues with Swagatam, which I'm told, Tinku, means welcome.
Welcome, yes, Hugh. There are many ways to say welcome here in India, and I think that's the impression people here definitely want to give.
I think, Hugh, that's the one thing which I think all of us have felt, is that there has been a real welcome for everybody here, media, athletes, etc. And those pictures we've just seen of India, I think one of the great shames might be that people don't go out because they've had that fear that's been almost instilled in them coming to the games, and of course some haven't come. That's a real shame if that's the case.
भारत में हरिहरन और दिल्ली के विभिन्न स्कूली बच्चों द्वारा प्रस्तुत स्वागतम.
So it's the turn of the school children, a very big group among the 9,000 people taking part today. Their task to welcome the world. Swagatam, as I was saying, or Namaste, the traditional Hindi greeting. That's the theme for this display. Children making the shape of two hands held together in the traditional greeting. We can see it there, the Namaskar.
And there are also the bangles. Those hoops represent the bangles on the wrists of women. And you can see how the palms. This is Hariharan. He's a traditional classical singer here in India, well known, well renowned.
glimpse there on the balloon of the word welcome in the 18 official languages of India. So the children, having formed the shape of the palms together, are now reforming, and without wanting to give the game away, they're about to do something rather clever, which I think everyone at home will enjoy. Vast areas of cloth are being brought on. There we have the Indian flag unveiled in the colours of the tunics, suddenly covered by these huge areas of cloth. What we can now see is the children painting their own distinctive shapes and colours on the cloth to make a certain pattern which will be revealed shortly.
Well, this is the application of henna, isn't it? Henna tattoos, popular at home, of course.
Yeah, weddings and other big festivals.
Not something I've done myself, I have to say. Yet.
Well, not on that scale, Steve. There we have the outstretched palms. A very graphic illustration of the notion of welcome. A welcome to the world to these Commonwealth Games.
Definitely got the crowd going now.
Well, that was a very big hit. The song and the display, a big hit with the crowd.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to welcome the heroes of the Commonwealth Games Delhi 2010. Contingents from 71 Commonwealth countries. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for the participants.
Some 4,000 athletes, a little over 4,000 taking part in these games in 17 disciplines, 260 sporting events. There are 71 nations taking part. Biggest contingent we'll see will be from India. They'll be the last to come in with more than 400 competitors.
Over the last year or two, Hugh, there's been one or two stories about countries wanting to not take part. And you know the people who really most want to take part in this are the athletes themselves. We won't see many swimmers. They start tomorrow morning, and most countries say, okay, if you're competing in the first 2 days, we don't expect you to take part, but it's up to you after that. So I think we will see probably around about 75% of them, hopefully here tonight, taking part in what is always a memorable occasion. You sometimes, you go through your career, and if you miss this out, you do it with regret. And it's always a memorable day. For some people, this will be the only championships like this in their career they come to.
Leading the way, Australia, of course the hosts in 2006. Sharelle McMahon, the netball star, leading the way. Australia, of course, as Sue was mentioning earlier, have a stunning record of achievement at the Commonwealth Games. They won a record 221 medals in Melbourne.
Well, they've brought a very strong swimming team. There's not many of them going to be out there. As I've said, they'll be competing starting tomorrow morning. in the pool. Very strong athletics team as well. In fact, most of them were still in the northeast of England until recently. They flew out from Newcastle, which is Newcastle in the northeast of England. They've been competing there. The likes of Steve Hooker, their Olympic pole vault champion, and Sally Pearson. She'll be looking for gold in the 100 hurdles. Australia should do well in track and field. As ever with the Aussies, they don't exactly march in unison. They come out, enjoy themselves, they're allowed to have a free range, and they're wearing 3 or 4 different colours there.
But given their record in the game, Steve, they're allowed to have a good time. I've been totting up the medals, 1,894 medals in the history of the games, which is the best performance of all, easily.
That's Steve Hooker, and you saw him in the yellow shirt and the tie with the, well, in my days you might have called that a perm, but that's the way his hair is. He has been in the best of form this year, the Olympic pole vault champion, but I'm pretty sure that he'll be the favourite for the gold in the pole vault.
Following Australia, Anguilla, the British Overseas Territory in the Caribbean, population of just 15,000, and they're led by the cyclist Ronnie Bryan. They first competed in the Commonwealth Games as recently as 1998.
Each of the women, you'll notice, who are carrying the names of the countries are wearing traditional Indian dress. The first one was in a sari and the second one is in a Kashmiri sarwani.
And now, our guests from the Caribbean, Antigua and Barbuda.
And many of these countries, such as Antigua and Anguilla, we just saw before, who've never won medals at the Commonwealth Games, would have a real opportunity here because of, in particular in some of the sports, and I think track and field very much for the Caribbean nations, huge opportunities. James Grayman, you can see there, will be taking part, and they certainly will be hoping they can pick up a